government loses 5 billion ringgit due to revenue leakages. Police seized 30 kilograms of various drugs in Johor. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. The government has suffered losses of between 3 billion ringgit to 5 billion ringgit a year due to revenue leakages at the country's entry points. Chief Secretary to the government, Dato Sri Dr. Ismail Bakar, said the revenue leakages were due to smuggling activities, either due to negligence or lack of equipment to monitor and control the border.
Kebenaran hasil ni telah lama berlaku dan kita memang ada data-data mengenai kebenaran hasil, terutamanya dari segi kecuaian kita ataupun juga dari segi mengenai peralatan-peralatan kita yang tidak mencukupi untuk kita detect usaha-usaha tertentu oleh syarikat-syarikat untuk menyelundup barang-barang masuk ke dalam negara, lari daripada cukai dan sebagainya. Contohnya penyelundupan rokok.
Without elaborating on the data, Dato Sri Dr. Ismail said the use of new technologies to monitor border crossings should be upgraded to prevent the country from losing revenue there. He said monitoring of civil servants in charge of the entrances should also be carried out from time to time to ensure they are capable of carrying out their duties. Johor police seized a total of 30.2 kilograms of various types of drugs with a street value of about 1.75 million ringgit and arrested 9 men following 4 separate raids conducted in the northern region of Muar last week. The raids held from Tuesday to Saturday saw police seize mainly amphetamine and methamphetamine as well as psychotropic drugs that can feed about 72,000 addicts. Speaking at the Johor Police Media Centre at the State Police Contingent Headquarters in Johor Bahru today, State Police Chief Dato Muhammad Kamaruddin Maddin said the first raid took place at the Parit Sakai Laut fishing jetty in Muar between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday. He said during the raid, police arrested a 37-year-old local man and seized 10,800 ecstasy pills, 4,970 Aramin 5 pills, and 8.17 kilograms of shabu. Following that, he said police also conducted another raid on the second day from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in Taman Melati in Muar, where a local man and an Indonesian aged between 44 and 46 were nabbed. In that raid, he said, police seized 10,962 ecstasy pills, 11 grams of shabu, and also confiscated a Proton Iswara car. Dato Muhammad Kamaruddin said the third raid was on Saturday at Setia Tropika in Kempas, Johor Bahru, where police arrested 5 men aged between 20 and 28 and seized 3.09 kilograms of shabu. He said police also raided a home in Ada Heights on the same day, where police arrested a 27-year-old man and seized 11.4 kilograms of shabu. He added that the suspects have been remanded pending investigations.
Untuk makluman semua juga, setakat ini daripada 1 Januari sehingga 25 Julai, pihak JSJN telah berjaya menangkap seramai 11,572 orang, atas pelbagai kesalahan dadah dan turut buat rampasan dadah sebanyak 2,719 kilogram, iaitu bernilai lebih kurang ringgit Malaysia 127.51 juta. Di mana harta yang disita adalah berjumlah ringgit Malaysia 6.214 juta.
Police have classified the case under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, which carries a mandatory death penalty upon conviction. Battalion 8 of the General Operation Force GOF seized various smuggled goods worth almost 1.8 million ringgit since they took over duties to monitor the Kelantan-Thailand border on the 13th of July. According to Deputy Commanding Officer, Deputy Superintendent Abdul Aziz Ciembong, the seizure involved items such as cigarettes, drugs, rice and gaharu wood. This is the biggest attempt to smuggle out 45 kilograms of gaharu wood worth of whopping 1.3 million ringgit at the Hassan Merah illegal jetty near Rantau Panjang on 15th of July. Along with the seizure, 3 individuals comprised of a couple and their son, aged in their 20s to 50s, were detained. The gaharu smugglers' modus operandi was to use luxury vehicles to smuggle the aromatic wood across the Kelantan-Thailand border to evade detection by authorities. In another case, GOF also seized 198,000 contraband cigarette sticks of various brands worth 88,000 ringgit near Gual Sitok. In the latest development, 60 bags of Siam rice worth 9,600 ringgit were seized at Jeram Perdah at around 1:30 a.m. today.
Penyaluran maklumat oleh masyarakat ini sangat berharga pada pihak polis sehingga membuahkan kejayaan-kejayaan yang telah saya paparkan tadilah. Dan diharapkan kerjasama ini dapat kita teruskan supaya fokus kita untuk memastikan keselamatan negara kita terutama di kawasan sempadan dapat dikawal.
Additionally, DSP Abdulaziz said initial investigations showed that the gaharu wood was taken from a jungle in Johor and was in the midst of being transported into a neighboring country. He said investigations also revealed that the high-quality gaharu wood was to be sent to foreign buyers for various purposes, including to make perfume. Speaking at a press conference in Rantau Panjang today, Deputy Superintendent said all seized items will be handed over to the relevant authorities for further action. An Indian national is believed to have killed his fellow countrymen in a fight before he hanged himself in an incident at their rented shop house in Taman Bertamria yesterday. The bodies of the 2 men were found by their housemate who had just returned from work at 6 p.m. before he informed his employer and contacted police. Seberang Perai Utara District Police Chief ACP Nur Zaini Muhammad Nur said police received a report on the incident at 6:45 p.m. before rushing to the 2-story shop house and found the bodies of Mubarak Ali, 28, and Azad Mubarak Bai, 26. ACP Nur Zaini said police found the body of the 26-year-old man hanged from the ceiling fan using a rope on the first floor, and further investigation found traces of blood on the bathroom floor before they discovered the body of the 28-year-old man.
Rumah ini, di rumah kedai ini, di mana rumah ini dijadikan sebagai rumah sewa untuk pekerja-pekerja yang bekerja di kedai mamak ni lah. So hasil siasatan awal kita dapati bahawa kedua-dua mangsa ni, kedua-dua si mati ni habis kerja pada jam 12.30. Berdua berjalan balik ke rumah ni lah. So kita tidak tahu apa yang berlaku semasa antara jam 12.30 hingga pukul 6.30 petang tu. Kita tak tahu apa yang berlaku. Dan kita percayai kedua-dua mereka ni ada bergaduh. Sebab kita dah jumpa sebilah pisau.
Speaking to reporters at the scene of the incident, he said inspection carried on the body in the bathroom revealed there were traces of fight and stab wounds, and the police did not rule out the possibility that he was killed by his friend during a fight. ACP Nur Zaini said police also found a 30-centimeter blade with blood stains near the body of the man found hanging from the ceiling. He said the 2 men had work permits and were working at a nasi kandar restaurant in Kepala Batas, adding that they were staying on the first floor of shop house that also housed other foreign workers working at the restaurant. ACP Nur Zaini said the motive for the incident is still under investigation, but preliminary investigation found the 2 men had no problems with each other and had been very close. He said the bodies were sent to the Seberang Jaya Hospital for post-mortem, and the case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. A factory along Jalan Air Hitam Kulai, Johor was 50% destroyed in a fiery incident that took place yesterday. Fortunately, no lives were lost in the fire. The Johor Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM, received an urgent call on the matter at about 9:40 p.m. before they rushed to the scene to rescue. State JBPM Operations Commander Raja Saiful Iswandi Raja Hassan said the fire is believed to have been caused by some rubber kept outside of the factory which caught fire. 5 fire engines from the Fire and Rescue Departments of Julai, Julai Baru Skudai and the Volunteer Fire Brigade were mobilized to the scene to put out the flames. Firefighting operations are still ongoing to prevent the fire from spreading to nearby factories. The source of the flames and total losses are still being investigated by the authorities. After 2 months of intensive health treatment in London, 11-month-old baby girl Ainul Mardia Ahmad Safiuddin has arrived back home but was immediately whisked off to the Kuala Lumpur Hospital HKL upon arrival at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport this morning. Speaking to reporters before she was taken to HKL for follow-up treatment, her father, Ahmad Safiuddin Ahmad Razak, 24, said Ainul is well and thanked all Malaysians for their prayers and well wishes. The family arrived on flight MH003 from London, which had landed at KLIA at 7:15 a.m. Ahmad Safiuddin said his daughter had no problems during the 12-hour flight. More than 20 close family members were on hand to welcome home Ainul Mardia, her father and mother Nurul Irwani Zaidi, 24. They were accompanied on the flight by volunteer doctors from Malaysia, namely Avicenna Specialist Centre Critical Care Specialist, Colonel Retired Dato Dr. Jasimuddin Abu Bakar, and Subangja Medical Centre Anesthesiologist, Consultant and Critical Care Specialist Dr. Gunalan Arumugam. Ainul Mardia, who was afflicted by germ cell tumour, was brought to London on the 25th of May and underwent 5-hour surgery at the Great Ormond Street Hospital to remove a tumour weighing 200 grams on 10th of June. The team of specialists treating her, including Malaysian trainee surgeon Dr. Nur Amalina Chebakri, who played an instrumental role in getting the girl and parents to London for the much-needed treatment. The plight of Ainul Mardia not only got the attention of Malaysians, but also Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who visited her during his 3-day working visit to the United Kingdom last month. Ainul Mardia's suffering caught the attention of Malaysians when a video recording of her mouth cancer went viral on social media. On a lighter note, the Malayan Tiger Run 2019 today saw more than 4,000 participants roaring off in support of tiger conservation in Malaysia. The 5-kilometre obstacle fun run, jointly organised by WWF Malaysia and Malayan Banking Berhad Maybank, was flagged off by Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister Dr. A. Xavier Jayakumar. WWF Malaysia Executive Director Sophia Lim said the overwhelming response reflected the support of Malaysians to protect the Malayan tiger. The run is the first event of such scale to be held in conjunction with Global Tiger Day. Lim said the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010 should be amended to include heftier penalties to send a strong message to wildlife poachers. Maybank Foundation Chief Executive Officer Shahril Azwar Jimin said the foundation's partnership with WWF Malaysia had seen real results. In the last 3 years of their partnership, he said they have deactivated 230 live snares in the Belum Temenggur forest, which could have been the death of 230 mammals and even humans. The Malayan tiger population has dropped from an estimated 3,000 in the 1950s to just 200 today. Habitat loss and poaching are main reasons for the decline. Coming up next, Johor urged to hasten MSPO certification process. Malaysia are urged to undergo a human papillomavirus DNA, HPV DNA test in a bid to prevent cervical cancer. Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said 7 million ringgit has been allocated for the HPV DNA test, which is available free of charge at all National Population and Family Development Board LPPKN clinics. As of July, a total of 14,875 women have undergone cervical cancer screening under the program.
Memang satunya mungkin memang mereka mengetahui, tetapi masa dulu susah sikitlah, leceh sikitlah untuk pergi tunggu berjam-jam dekat klinik hospital, tengok berapa minit, lepas tu nak kena masukkan apa dia panggil mulut itik tu, dia tidaklah selesa dan juga sakit sikitlah kadang-kadang kan, sebab jadi wanita tidak mahu menjalani ujian ini. Tapi sekarang ni memang mudah buat sendiri, dan dalam ROS project ni dalam 2 minggu boleh dapat kesan atau yes or no. Kalau yes, kena pergi buatkan pemeriksaan yang lebih lanjut.
The Women, Family and Community Development Minister said this during the launch of the cervical cancer screening campaign held at Ampang Jaya, Selangor. Etika, through the free cervix screening program along with the Rose Foundation, have prepared their services for 6,000 local women aged 30 to 49 in the B40 group. The screening program, which was allocated 1.2 million ringgit, has commenced in the area of Pandan and will be followed by Miri Sarawak next month. Meanwhile, commenting on claims that Economic Affairs Minister Dato Sri Azmin Ali will be joining Gerakan, Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Ismail said these are merely rumours, and for confirmation, questions and the matter should be directed to the PKR Deputy President himself.
Yang banyak itulah sebab kita tanya dia lah, kita baca ura-ura aja kan, tanya dia lah.
On Thursday, Gerakan Secretary General Mak Kah Kiong said the party welcomes Dato Sri Azmin if it is indeed his intention to join the party. Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim yesterday, however, reiterated that the Economic Affairs Minister will remain with PKR. On a related note, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad shot down claims of having contradictory stands over sex allegations affecting a past and a current member of his cabinet. He spoke on the matter in a post on his personal blog, titled Contradiction. According to the two-time Premier, there is no contradiction between both cases. Unlike the ongoing case, Tun Dr. Mahathir pointed out that the action taken in 1998 was not based on a video clip. He said the court had already made its decision and the subsequent videos did not influence the court nor anyone else, including himself. In his post, Tun Dr. Mahathir said the recent video implicating Economic Affairs Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali was obviously an attempt to blacken the name of the particular person in order to blight his future. Elaborating further, he said if he were to take action expected of him, such as removing Dato Sri Azmin from the cabinet, it would make him an accessory to the plot. Tun Dr. Mahathir said he has no intention of becoming an instrument to the plotters and he will not be part of such dirty politics. The Johor state government has been urged to assist smallholders whose land designated for other crops to expedite the change of their land status to enable the cultivation of oil palm. Primary Industries Minister Teresa Kok said this is to speed up the process for smallholders to obtain the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil MSPO certification. Speaking to reporters at a dialogue session with palm manufacturers in Johor Bahru today, Teresa said she has had a fruitful discussion with Johor Menteri Besar, Datuk Dr. Sahruddin Jamal, who said that the Johor government has agreed to expedite the process.
Mereka memang dah kata mereka pandang ini sebagai satu perkara serius dan mereka malah janjikan mereka boleh tukar syarat dan membantu tukar syarat tanah bagi pekebun kecil dalam tempoh yang sangat singkat. Jadi mereka akan bekerjasama dengan kementerian saya, MPOB, MPOCC untuk menguruskan perkara inilah.
She said the recognition accorded to MSPO by foreign countries will enable the country to sell its palm oil at a higher price. She said the matter was conveyed by several big companies that import Malaysia's palm oil. Theresa added that the MSPO recognition was also given by the Japanese Olympic Committee for next year. She also hoped that awareness on the MSPO certification, especially among the smallholders, would increase, even though the government is committed to getting recognition for MSPO certification from foreign countries. As of June 30th, only 42% out of the total of 5.85 million hectares under oil palm nationwide have been certified with MSPO. Johor still records the lowest percentage of MSPO certification, with 37% out of 747,562 hectares of oil palm plantation. Up-and-coming young player Muhammad Fazrul Daniel Muhammad Nizam in the 150th minute enabled Kedah to lift the 2019 FA Cup after beating Perak 1-0 in the final at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium last night. The victory in front of 83,520 supporters at the stadium dashed the dream of the Bosgaura squad to end their 15-year wait to lift the prestigious trophy after last winning it in 2004. The 30th edition of the final match saw a stiff contest between the two giants from the north, with both teams demonstrating their strong ego to achieve victory to the extent that the game had to undergo extra time after the 90-minute regulation time ended with a goalless draw. As soon as the whistle was sounded, under the watchful eyes of referee Takuto Okabe from Japan, both teams adopted a cautious game before Perak began to launch dangerous attacks. Perak, who currently hold the Malaysia Cup title, attempted to break the deadlock early on through import Brazilian Ryanderson da Costa. However, the 23-year-old forward's left foot effort from close range went wide. 4 minutes later, Ryanderson once again tested Kedah's defence with a header from across, but goalkeeper Muhammad Ifwad Akmal Chekasim caught it nicely. The first half saw Perak dominate the game while Kedah absorbed the pressure with wit and calm to end the first 45 minutes at goalless draw. In the second half, Mehmet Durakovic's side experienced another missed opportunity as Nazirul Naim Chihashim's free kick hit the post in the 49th minute. Kedah finally found their rhythm in the match as Muhammad Farhan Roslan nearly netted in the first goal, but he shot straight at goalkeeper Muhammad Hafizul Hakim Khairul Nizam when left one-on-one with the latter. Perak continued to miss chances in the pursuit of victory as Brendan Gan and Ronaldo Henry Silva each failed to capitalise on a defensive error in the 70th minute, which saw Muhammad Ifwad do well in front of goal once again. In the 90th minute, Okabe showed Amirul Azan Aznans the red card after the 26-year-old defender made a hard challenge on Azamdin Muhammad Akil to pick up his second yellow of the night. Perak, having to endure an extra 30 minutes with 10 players, put up a fierce fight, but Kedah looked destined to win when Muhammad Rizal Muhammad Ghazali's cross was put in by Muhammad Fazrul. The 2019 FA Cup Finals also had its fair share of historical moments, as it was the first to be managed by 3 referees from Japan, in addition to witnessing the biggest Viking club at an event with over 80,000 supporters to enter the Malaysia Book of Records. The Kedah Football Association KFA will be having a grand celebration around 1 p.m. tomorrow at Dataran Wisma Darul Aman Alor Star in welcoming their 5th-time FA Cup champion. KFA President Dato Sri Mukhris Tun Mahathir said the celebration is aimed to give an opportunity to both fans and the people of Kedah to celebrate the success of their champions in the 2019 FA Cup. The Lang Merah squad secured their 5th FA Cup championship last night after securing a slim 1-0 win at the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil. Speaking today, Dato Sri Mukhris also said a bonus awaits the team for their achievement. However, the Kedah Menteri Besar refused to divulge any information. That concludes this evening's news. On to, in our top story, government loses 5 billion ringgit due to revenue leakages. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur, and thank you for watching.